right, we got us a Tommy NFG video. This is why war won't work with Gen Z. Let's get it.
Every couple of generations, one generation is bound to experience the most life-changing events in history. And so far, it's looking like Gen Z is fitting the boot. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but can you blame me after all the things we've had? Most of us were born around the time or after one of the most devastating terror attacks in modern times happened. We saw—
Yeah, GG. Being born after 9/11, you really got no sauce for real, I'm gonna be honest. I know I got a bunch of young niggas in the chat. I know, I understand that. But, like, you really don't have sauce. Like, your most traumatic thing you've ever been through is COVID.
Our parents trying to keep their sanity during the 2008 financial crisis. As soon as we stepped out into the real world as adults, everything decided to shut down because of COVID in 2020. We've been having drills since we were 5 at school in case a lunatic comes in and mows the whole school down. And now to add the cherry on top, we may be running back to draft and being put on the warfield. Excuse me, I meant you guys may be running back to draft and on the warfield. I just found out I'm highly on the spectrum, so unfortunately that means I can't qualify.
Hey, yeah, good luck to y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be 30, so they not gonna pick me up. I got asthma, so they not gonna pick me up. I got I've had like I got allergies, so they won't pick me up. Yeah, I'm just good, like, you know. Yeah, like, y'all good luck though, for sure.
Look, future soldiers, I'll give y'all each a high five and you can have fun on the battlefield. It's crazy how Gen Z is kind of running back what millennials had. Because millennials had a war growing up with a terrible economy and had to worry about if they could even afford a house. But man, at least they had good music coming out. What the do we have for these turmoil times? Lil Mabu? I don't think I really have to explain too much what's going on. If you don't keep up with the news, you've probably seen the memes already about hitting 360 no scopes on the battlefield. But the United States of America officially got involved with the Israel and Iran conflict and decided to drop 3 bombs on what they say is their nuclear sites. But of course, that's just a theory. A game theory. All right, I'm sorry. I feel like I need to take these matters more serious. Now, I'm not going to say too much of my personal opinion on it and break this down like it's a 5-hour political podcast. I usually say and talk about things more on stream, so definitely go follow me on there in the second channel. But it's not surprising that everyone is scared online and doesn't know what's going to happen. You know, in the past, you usually didn't have a president tweeting that they bombed a country.
Bro, it was, God, I miss the days when this shit was professional, bro. Oh my God, I miss the days when this shit was this shit is so unprofessional now. I should not be getting world news from a fucking Twitter.
Them posting a low PNG photo of the American flag right after. This is definitely the worst time to be the ripe age of 18 to 25 because we going first if the draft happens. Unfortunately, high school class of 2025, you only got a couple of seconds of freedom before you were cooked. I've been thinking to myself for a while, in a hypothetical unlikely scenario of them actually doing a draft, the government doesn't realize that
it would not work with.
I really don't. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a bean. With y'all niggas, it really wouldn't work. Because, first of all, y'all need to be stimulated at all times, bro. Y'all need to have something playing in the background. Bro, these niggas would need headphones in their helmets and be able to listen to YouTube videos so they can go to war. Y'all need food y'all need something on TV so you can eat. You're cooked. like you're actually cooked.
Gen Z
has got to be the worst generation for them to try and get on the war train with them. And this isn't even mentioning about all the femboys and furries we got. Not even talking about how half of us are either morbidly obese or twigs. One of the main reasons I think war wouldn't work with Gen Z is because the propaganda age of America is officially dead. And not just America, any country that has some form of free press is absolutely cooked. The reason why people back then were so patriotic and would do anything to be in the army in wartime, you got kids who were in high school lying about their age so they could serve in the army, was because so many people trusted what the politicians said and how the media said things. Politicians were treated as saintly figures that would never do bad for the American
would never lie.
Why would they? They sit on podiums and do cool speeches about us fighting for our democracy and freedom. And now we look back at certain conflicts America got in and realized that there was no point in us being there. Like
them niggas was
nobody nowadays thinks the Vietnam War was something America needed to get involved in. And it's crazy how the #1 superpower for military and all things lost to that were setting up Looney Tune ad traps in the ground.
Oh yeah, GG's, bro. This is what y'all were. Wait, no way. This is really what the traps look like. Yeah, you should have let them niggas stay in school, bruh. You should have let them niggas stay in school, bruh. Looney Tune ass trap is crazy. This one ain't even really covered. Oh my. Oh my God. Them niggas was getting cooked.
Also, the Iraq War is universally seen as a dumb war that shouldn't have happened by people now. Like, even Trump and Obama agree on that. That's probably the only thing they agree on. The reasons why these work, though, is because it was so much easier to push propaganda
and patriotism, bro. That's literally what it was. I literally just said that. Even though, like, most of that shit was stupid, it was like we were force-fed certain shit. There wasn't as much access to, you know, social media and the world around us to where we can see through these niggas bullshit. So yeah, this was very much a thing.
Like in the Vietnam War, they were playing TV ads saying this was all about freedom and nothing else. Taking ads out the newspaper saying the only way to be a man is by getting drafted to war. And at the time before social media, everyone basically believed it because that's all that was shown. There wasn't anyone with major platforms that would go against it because they would get censored. And everyone watched media through a few news channels which would all say the same thing. During the Iraq War though, that's when you first started seeing people actually start speaking up about things. Saying, hey, maybe going into a country and murdering innocent civilians and committing war crimes isn't a good thing. Just maybe. But social media was still in its baby phases at the time it was going on, so there was still a lot of enthusiasm for it. But now with Gen Z, we grew up in the most free era of social media. No one would go because everyone would know it would be another lie that
no one would willingly go. I'm gonna say that. Unless niggas are actually in the military, I don't think no one would willingly go. Like, right now, we live in the most unserious time ever, actually. Bro, niggas is so unserious, it's actually insane. Everything is a fucking meme and a joke. Everything's a meme, a joke, or a fucking edit. I swear to God.
Government is doing. And the military's numbers have already been dropping more than ever. People have been making fun of it because they be trying to recruit soldiers.
Motherfuckers be training like this in the military just to step on a mine. Oh my God.
Anywhere they can now. They've been seen at anime cons. They got whole Twitch channels now. They even got them at NBA games now.
Yo, this was so crazy to me. I did see those niggas. There's an army base in New York. Fuck, I can't think of the name of the base because I used to go on that base all the time. What was the name of the base? I don't know, but it's a base in New York. Why the fuck that bitch got an esports team? I said, oh, y'all really y'all just trying to get anybody at this point. It's, what the fuck is the name of that base, bruh? West Point. Thank you. Yes, West Point, bruh. They have that military school in West Point has a fucking esports team. Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, if I'm watching my glorious king LeBron putting up 40 points and a military sergeant comes up to me like, hey son, this game sure is great, right? Have you ever thought of the game of fighting for your country? Like, get the f out my face, bro. I'm watching LeBron. Even if there was a chance it was true and we were rightfully defending ourselves from evil, the US government has lost so much trust in the public, no one would believe them. I don't know a single man I've asked in Gen Z that said they would actually go if they got drafted. Most would rather just take the prison time or
nigga, I'll serve crack before I serve this country.
Go. And looking at it in the long run, it's not even that bad. It's 5 years in prison max if you don't go. So it's either you get 5 years max in prison for not going and stay alive, or go and potentially get obliterated on the battlefield.
And it's not one of those heavy prisons, Chad. It's not one of those maximum security prisons. It's really not. That if you dodge the draft, you're not going to a maximum security prison. You're going to a minimal security prison, which is, it's still prison, but it's like not that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Fueled by a missile straight to the head. Hey man, I don't know about y'all, but I'm throwing a party in that prison for every day we not in the warfield. I got a friend that served in the military for a couple of years, and even he said nowadays he'd rather take the prison time. Also, the younger generation has realized we don't want to fight a war because of a politician's beef. Like,
exactly.
Why don't y'all fight it yourselves?
Oh,
Why
God,
gotta grab
box
the
that
military
shit out
while you sit on a plane watching from above drinking champagne? They should host a boxing match every year for world leaders, and whoever wins, their country gets the most benefits for that year. Looking at our leader for now, though,
GG's.
Yeah, we might be losing for the next couple of years if that happens. Also, growing up in this age, we've gotten exposed to how badly these war injuries leave people. This right here might be the sole reason Gen Z would never join in. There's always a chance you could end up with one of those. People in war lose body parts I didn't even know was possible to lose. The day I'm at war and they try to obliterate my meat, the whole place is gonna be torn. They should have tried to stop those images from coming out, because who the hell would want to potentially get involved in a war after seeing pictures like that? And it's crazy because it could happen at any moment to you on the warfield. One day you're chilling in the breezy weather of Iraq in 115-degree weather. You're vibing, then you look to the right and see a man with 20 cc's of C4 strapped to his chest running to you at Usain Bolt speed. And now you end up looking like Two-Face back at home. I'm not sitting here and saying all of America's wars.
And then you get no bitches after that. Like, you think you about to be big and bad. You looking like Two-Face. You coming home to no hoes, bro. I promise you. You coming home to no hoes. Bro, it's not worth it, bro. I'm sorry.
Unjustified though. Like, I always appreciate the veterans out there who fought, because most of the time, even if the war ended up being unjustified, a lot joined to fight for justified reasons and what they were told, and then felt bad when they realized it was a lie. Exactly. And also for World War II, America was justified in a lot. Like, let's be real, mainly making sure Adolf didn't end up owning the world. But like I said, no matter how justified a conflict may be, the trust is gone from the public. It'll take a real hard campaign to have the youth agree the government is totally not lying in what they're saying. And the president we have now is totally not a liar, right?
One thing I can promise you this: I will always tell you the truth.
He don't even believe that himself. Do you see his face? He was probably holding back a laugh so hard in his mind. That's the thing that's most important in a war, having a person that the younger generation wholeheartedly trusts. It's a reason why a lot of dictatorships completely ban social media, because they can fully propaganda the younger generation to look up to the leader, and they're all gonna believe in them. Even having someone that they trust is hard, but having someone that the younger generation doesn't trust, yeah, it's gonna be damn near impossible for the government to try to get us on the war train with that. No matter your view on Trump, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that most of Gen Z does not have a good view on him. You take a room of 10 of us, and I would say at least 8 people are gonna say they don't like him. And look, like I've said in the past, I'm not even one of those that's a Trump hater 24/7 and spends all day writing hate articles.
Yeah, that shit's so, oh god. Like, that's why I give my props to those political niggas. I don't know how the fuck you do it. That shit is such, it's like, it's brain dead but not brain dead content, if that makes sense. Like, the shit, it just fries your fucking brain talking about this nonsense that you're not going to change. Like, you have no say-so and no change in what these niggas do. You just talking about it all day, every day. Like, it must be so fucking aggravating to be a political YouTuber or content creator or just a political nigga in general. Like, I could fucking give a fuck less about the shit, bro. Dead ass.
But if you truly think the younger generation would fully be behind him declaring a war on
don't have the energy for it, facts.
Bro, we just had a protest around the whole country against what he's doing. And because he's commander-in-chief and can set whatever war policies he wants, I would not trust what the this would implement. Like, what if he implements a policy where if your meat is smallest, you gotta be the first to go because you probably can't repopulate the population after it drops from all the casualties? All of us would be like, I don't...
Like I said, all of us. Hey, chat, does this apply to you? Just asking. No, I don't want to know the answer, actually. Don't give a fuck. I lied. I was trying to be inclusive. I don't care.
I don't know if I can trust the man leading the war
I'm a girl.
that says this on stage.
Because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm gonna bomb the out of them.
Imagine he forgot there was a couple of soldiers on the warfield and threw one right in the middle of the fight. Also, another reason why the younger generation wouldn't be motivated to join in is because we really got nothing to look forward to and have no hope for an American dream.
Bro, dead ass. Bro, dead ass. You want these? I just realized that's very much 100% true. You want me to go off and fight this war and I can't even come home and buy a house. I can't even come home and get a job. I can't even come home and get a car. Like, bro, like this shit is rigged to fail. And you want me to fight for it? Man, crumble. Not even gonna lie. Crumble, bro.
Economy's still from COVID and inflation is still going on. No one can get a job on the mainland already. And most of Gen Z ain't gonna get a house in their lifetime. At least back then, when you fought a war, you had those things to look forward to. You came back and—
oh God, you could have bought that shit with the salary that they gave you, and you would have came home to a wife and probably been able to have some kids after that. Them niggas is coming home back to live with their parents. Hell no.
Work a shift as a cashier and buy a house.
No nothing for their mental, nothing to help these niggas with their PTSD. On God, they treat veterans like shit. Good luck, GG's.
House in 2 years. Nowadays, instead of that, you're gonna come back and have no work available to you, probably still be living with your parents.
Yep.
All the femcells on Twitter and TikTok are gonna be laughing at the men dying on the warfield. And don't count on the government to help you either after. It's so sad to me that there's people out there that served the country and helped keep it alive, only for them to end up homeless with no help from the government. In
Yep.
what world should homeless veterans even be a thing, bro? We spend $880 billion.
Thank you. That is it, bro. That right there, we spend the most money, most of our money on our military. The fact that any veteran ever is fucking homeless is so crazy. Like, so crazy. That's insane. That's in fucking, why does anybody ever, nobody like, why the fuck would I want to go through with this? And then I see motherfuckers ended up homeless. Why would I ever put myself in this situation? And then also, there's some immigrants out here, who niggas who was born in the U.S. but their parents weren't. Them niggas is going to fight for their country and they're deporting their parents. Why the fuck would I fight for you niggas? You don't give a fuck about. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. Get out my face. Bro, that type of disrespect, I'll spit on you. I ain't gonna lie.
Dollars on the military.
I feel like that's the most disrespectful thing you ever do.
Everyone who served in war should be eating good and kicking back for the rest of their lives. They did something that none of us wanted to do, and the politicians, and then got the end of the stick. If I was them, I would take back all of my service and stay my ass on the mainland. The government has tried to right those wrongs and make better benefits for people, but you still end up with people who got left behind and have nothing after. The only reason why I would even join, to be honest, is the benefits. I just have to sit there and pray that a war doesn't actually happen. Because for real, I'd only want the free insurance and vacations. The warfield is a different conversation. I'm gonna have to take my prison time for that.
Oh God.
Anyways, that's gonna be it. For anyone in Gen Z that's actually worried about a draft in war, I'm gonna let you know right now, there's about a 95% chance no draft happens.
Yeah, very
like, first
much so.
off, half of our paycheck if you live in the United States goes to the military. We spend $880 billion a year on the military, and Iran spends a whopping $10 billion. Their whole military operation would get wiped in like 2 nanoseconds if they actually tried to attack civilians. They would learn the true reason why we don't have free healthcare. The last thing they'd ever want to do is...
Nah, that's actually hilarious. Oh my God, that nigga said we would learn the true reason on why we don't have fucking free healthcare. Is so crazy.
Attack civilians. They would learn the true reason why we don't have free healthcare. The last thing they'd ever want to do is let all politicians put their political beliefs aside and let Congress come together and let Trump do whatever the he'd want to do in a war. It wouldn't matter if their allies got involved, which I don't think they would even do. They would have so much more to lose with Iran, like it wouldn't be worth it. Also, they wouldn't do it because I'm here. They know I don't play when I say leave us alone. Anyways, follow me on Twitter.
For sure. W video, bro. Shout out this nigga Tommy, man. Oh my God. That might be some of the funniest shit he's ever said, bro.